What's up, guys? My name's Brad.
I'm Andy.
And we are here at EVNROLL about to get a fitting experience. This is going to be fun. I personally have never been through a fitting experience, and Andy has a lot of experience.
I've done this a few times, but these guys have some great technology, really cool brands, so I'm excited to see what they got.
Hey, what's up, man?
Brad, what's up, man? Alan.
Alan, nice to meet you.
Andy,
good to meet you.
Guys, welcome to EVNROLL HQ. Let's go take a little tour and we'll get you guys set up with some putters.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Do it.
All of the milling process, all the machining work is done here locally, Oceanside and Vista specifically. We do all the grinding, polishing, hand paint work, so it's all done here in Southern California.
Cool.
Nice.
I like
Sick,
how it's
man.
got the open air garage thing, local right here in the neighborhood.
Yep.
I mean, we're literally a tight pitch shot from Callaway, and we can roll along putt to Cobra Puma right here. TaylorMade's maybe a 3-wood down the street, so these guys are right in the epicenter of all of them.
Putter fitting, ultimately, we're trying to figure out the right length, the right grip, the right weight and balance with the right loft and lie to get the ball rolling properly, okay? From there, we want to get the right hosel and the right head shape with the right weight distribution on the head for your particular stroke and even how you aim the putter, right? And so there's a lot of variables involved. For me, the star of the show is my little fitting system back here. We've got a interchangeable hosel system with different grips at different lengths, at different weights to test, thousands on thousands of different combinations. It really highlights Garen's technology. Garen Reif, our CEO and chief designer, he's got his patented sweet face technology on all the putters, right? And that enhances miss-hit quality, right? And so you're going to maintain that ball speed even when you hit it out of the heel and toe. And then his grooves also help with top spin roll and helping with reducing backspin. The whole idea there is you're increasing friction between the face and the golf ball, right? And with a proper fit and a proper stroke, right, you can get those grooves to push the ball forward and produce a really efficient roll on the golf ball.
Can anybody come in here and get a fitting like this?
Yeah, absolutely. We're open to the public. On our website, evenroll.com, there is a page where you can see all of our availability, set up an appointment, and we'd be happy to have everybody in.
Oh, cool. How long does it take? Like an hour, hour and a half?
It's about 60 to 90 minute process. From start to finish, we'll get an idea of what your putting's like, what's your background on the greens, and usually we can have the putter built same day, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
So let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who wants to go first? Who needs it most?
That's
Rochambeau?
a rigged question.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang it, that's 2 in a row.
There we go. All right, so you've pretty much had this putter forever.
Same putter I've been using
Right,
for 10 years.
and we've got some grooves on this. It's pretty face balanced mallet. All right, so Brad, go ahead and put the face of your putter up against the back side, the flat part of that laser there.
All the way touching?
Yep, all the way touching. That's the first calibration, right? So it's going to base all of our numbers off of where those stickers are. That's when the head's flush on the ground and face is square to the back of the hole.
Okay.
Okay, so from here, let's get
So that's what it should look like when I make contact.
more or less. Now we measured your putter and it's a little flat of standard. It's got some extra loft on it.
He needs all that.
It's a really heavy head.
Saying it's a bad putter.
All I'm saying is it's a little out of whack. So this is just allowing the
No wonder he
camera to-
punts so good. It fixes his flaws.
I didn't say it was bad.
Oh.
But whenever you're ready, Brad, fire away. We'll get about 4 or 5 with this guy and go from there.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure.
First hole, Carlsbad, California.
High-speed cameras.
Right?
EVNROLL. Brad's got his old trusty out right now. And
Very nice. Very nice.
not a bad effort right there, I gotta admit.
Brad, do you know?
Little toey.
Little toey, yep. We'll dive into some of these numbers here in a little bit. There you go. A little more on line there.
That's like, man, that's pretty impressive, Brad.
Come on, dude.
That's pretty impressive. I'm gonna be interested to see if Alan can really get you out of that thing. I mean, old trusty right there.
So let's break down a couple of these numbers, right? And I tell people all the time, we only want to overcomplicate putting just for an hour, right? So basically everything on the bottom, the 5 images, I don't know where you want to stand, but this screen here is for the most part your most recent putt, okay? Everything on the bottom is going to be your putter at impact, okay? And for you, your face angles are pretty darn good. That's why I think you're, a strong putter. You can hit your line for the most part. If we look at your previous putts, face angles, all except the first one, were inside of 1 degree, open or closed.
That was the nerves.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
That's true.
Probably. We've got, over a 15-degree range in the face rotation. So you've definitely got, some arc and some opening and closing with your stroke, okay? Fly angle, fairly flush on the ground. If anything, we might be a little bit toe up, okay? Because you buy the book, this is probably a little bit too long for you. You're what, 5?
Whoa,
5'10"?
be careful, Alan. I'm 5'9".
I was going to say 5'10".
5'7". 5'7".
And a half.
And a half. Depends on the day.
And we've got a 36-inch putter. So the next portion of Quintic and what we alluded to earlier is how the ball is coming off the face, right? And you're a perfect example of not rolling it all that great. Okay, you're hitting your line, but man, we got to work on the ball roll. Okay, so
coming off a little squirrely.
Coming off a little squirrely. Thank you. Yes. So our launch angle here is almost 6 degrees.
Okay,
that's like a driver, man.
It's like your driver, actually. Probably like 4 degrees of your driver.
If we slow this down and watch this.
I mean, did he have like
Let's watch
reverse?
Hey, dude! Wow.
That thing didn't start. It didn't start. So on a 4-foot putt, it never touches the ground. He basically chips it in.
He chips it in from 6 inches. Yeah.
So 7 inches. It goes over 7 inches before it starts rolling.
That's impressive. You're welcome.
Dude, it's chipping. What's the difference between a putt and a chip? Brad just chips with the putter, basically.
And so, generally speaking, depending on the types of grass we're playing and how soft it is or how firm it is, right, the ball's going to sit in a little bit of a depression in the grass, right? And we want to see about a 1 to 2 degree launch angle on the ball to get it up and barely on top of the grass, right? At 6 degrees, that thing's like, right?
He's launching it.
Right?
It is more loft than my driver.
You've got 30 RPMs, 30 plus RPMs of backspin. Right, so
it's causing that kind of hitting down on it instead of up on it?
Not necessarily. So you're actually hitting up on it, which is a good thing, but you're adding that 6 degrees of loft right there with your shaft angle. And so back to the eye dominancy thing, right? Right eye dominant players, you'll have a tendency to lean the shaft in line with your dominant eye and add loft. So generally speaking, you'll need a bit less loft. So we can explore different ways and how to get that launch angle down and maybe impart some topspin. Okay, that'd be our first goal.
I like how Alan's so positive. He's like,
perfect
we have
example, and then I was waiting to hear what I was a perfect example of, and then it went downhill.
Sorry. I
You're
like
a perfect example of somebody needs a putter fitting.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad you're here, Brad. You're going to make me look really good today.
I'm 2 for 10, 50%.
All right, Alan's about to do his magic. We should do like a play-by-play of Alan putting his putter together. I mean, honestly, this place is cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. Dude. If you're into putting, which you should be because you're a golfer, but like so many people are focused on like iron fittings, drivers, and then you go to the Callaway, the TaylorMades, or the Club Champions. They're all amazing fittings, but this is unique.
Yeah,
this is pretty dope.
It is.
This is pretty exciting.
I think this will take more strokes off your game than any other type of fit. You want me to hit this?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me just one practice putt.
The wind's blowing a little right to left if you want to.
There you go. There you go. A little bit of a different sound and feel, right?
Wow.
Oh. I feel like I'm back at Golfmart where just everything goes in.
Take my money. Dude, I don't even think that came off the ground an inch.
Now, does this feel any heavier or lighter?
It feels a little heavier.
It feels a little heavier, yes.
It feels a little heavier, a little sturdier.
Good. There you go. There you go. It looks like we're still getting a little bit of skid. Okay, so let's figure out a way we can get that back real quick. And the beauty of this, we're in the V series now, so we've got the versatility to interchange this hosel. There's the one. How'd that feel? Much better. Yeah.
Right on the center.
Oh, we're popping the ball up half of what we were,
Yeah.
which is huge. It's going to be so much easier to control your speed, hit your line. We added a little bit of toe hang, so now our face control is much better.
All right, am I off the hot seat, or what do we got? What's next?
Mic up so nobody misses this amazing commentary that we're going to have right now.
All right, Andy's in the hot seat. I sank the first 2 putts. I was 2 for 4. Let's see what Andy can do.
Yep. He launched the first 2 in.
Andy doesn't have his putter. He uses a lab putter.
We've talked about our bitter divorce, but
They're divorced.
OG lab putter
Yeah,
for a number of reasons,
but no more.
but no more.
No more.
So I'm open.
He's on to bigger and better
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Excellent.
Where do we start, Alan?
That's a great question because we don't have your current putter, which is not a big deal. But let's at least start with something similar.
Okay.
Just to start. Do you know how long your other putter was?
I'm usually like a 33 and a half, 34 inch
Sounds good. Sounds good.
lengthwise.
All
Okay,
right.
a couple warmer uppers.
Yeah, so this is just our classic answer style. We'll probably adjust this in a second, but this one in particular has been discontinued, just an older model, but that's one of the beauties of coming to HQ is we've got all the goodies.
Where's Brad right now? Where's Brad? Should I just wrap this up right now? Okay, I'm warmed up.
I know I can be pretty intimidating, so.
A little toey.
Little toey, yep, we had a bit of a left start line there. And what's interesting I see is sometimes, you know, your typical miss at 4 feet can be very different at 20 feet.
Oh, good point.
You know,
Good point. It's easy to shove it from the short ones.
bingo. There you go, that's better. Better face there. This is just our answer style, stock specs. And to start out here, this is what, number 4. Your face angle, not bad, a little bit left. What's interesting is you actually did kind of aim that particular putter a little bit to the left-hand side.
Okay.
It looked like you were kind of almost feeling like you had to hold it off in order to hit your line, okay? Your previous face angles are about as consistent as it gets. We've got a 0.4 degree range, and everything is just a little bit shut, okay? That leads us to our path. Something we didn't necessarily talk about with Brad is, you know, we've got a bit of a tendency to counteract that face angle with an in to out path, right?
I'm like looking at.
You get a little draw pattern going
Yeah.
on, which makes sense maybe why we have a tendency to push it
Yeah.
on the shorties. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see if we keep going here. Lie angle, looks like that toe is sitting just a little bit up in the air like Brad was, so we could probably go
A little flatter.
A flatter or B maybe shorter. This is a little taller than what you told me. So maybe a half an inch shorter to match
Yeah, I
up
feel like if
the
it gets too long, I start getting too far inside the line.
Exactly.
little
And that's
bit,
when
so
that
else we
toe
get over
starts
it.
to come up as well. All right, so let's wrap up with these numbers real quick, okay? On this particular putt, okay, we talked about attack angle, hitting up on it, holding that shaft angle well. We've got a good launch. We've got some topspin, right?
Okay.
So that's great. This was one putt. We've got some hook spin,
Yep.
right? Face was closed slightly to our path, and we caught it a little toey,
Yep.
right? So just like a driver, toe strike's going to put some of that hook spin on the ball,
Okay.
right? But now if we move on to some other putts, your launch angle here gets really low, right? And that at that point, if you're playing some softer greens, right, and say you have an uphill putt, right, we're at an incline now, ball's still in a depression. If you launched it at 0 degrees, well, you're going to hit the ground first,
Yeah.
right? And you're going to have turf interaction,
Yeah.
which is something you can't control,
Yeah.
which is frustrating, right? And so you're going to basically jam it into the ground. It's going to kick right or left. it's going to come up short, and then you're going to have a downhill putt, and it's going to be completely opposite.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have no turf interaction, and you can just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah.
Right? And so
It's funny you say that, because like when I'm putting good, I feel like I'm really releasing the putter head,
Yeah.
adding loft maybe, and
Could
finishing
be.
left.
Interesting. So that's probably improving your path a little bit
Yeah.
with the left finish. And you probably need a little bit more loft on the putter.
Yeah.
Opposite of Brad.
Wow.
What we would want to work on now is that face angle.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
some club twist as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how do we fix that?
Maybe we try some mounts.
Getting my eyesight checked.
Hey, for better or worse, some of this is throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what
true.
sticks best.
I mean, I do like the feel of this putter.
Sure.
It feels way more stable.
Yes. So we've
Feels like a great weight and length. Mm-hmm. That was a toe job.
little toey. Our roll of the ball is actually best yet, okay? Launch angles 0.8 to 1.6.
Oh, okay.
Really consistent. You didn't have to think about it. We've got a ton of topspin going on. The problem is faces are still a little left. And what I really don't like is look at the path. For some reason, we were really into out.
Oh, into out, okay.
Into out. And so that's why we had a couple putts here where we had 46 and 65 RPMs of that side spin, okay? So let's try to manipulate that a little bit. We'll throw some different visuals here.
Right center.
Much better.
Right,
much better.
right center.
Center, dude.
It's getting better, Alan. It's getting better.
Way better. The biggest thing here, if we look and zone in on this screen, is the best, but face angles, okay, he not only squares it up better, but he aims it better as well.
Well, so this is a recommendation right here?
I think so. You know, a funny thing is we ended up with the same head as Brad, but a different hosel, way different specs. So
Yeah, so totally different. So if we both bought the same putter off the rack, we'd be pretty far apart.
Way different.
Way different.
Yep.
All right, we're going to wrap it up today. Amazing experience here at EVNROLL. And I got to tell you, I've done a lot of fittings, been a part of a lot of fittings. This was a pretty impressive spot, Alan. Yeah. So thank you for the experience.
I mean,
Brad?
For me, coming from I've never been fitted. I've never had a fitting, and especially a putter fitting. I think that it was mind-blowing. I mean, some of the information that was able to be pulled up and shown to me definitely was blowing my mind.
Yeah, and Alan was amazing. This guy knows everything about putting, which was really cool. So Alan, any takeaways? Anything to take us home here?
Oh, I would say, it doesn't matter what your handicap is, how much you play golf. We've got some really cool designs here at EVNROLL. Garen has taken advantage of, his patented sweet face technology. And then if you can get fit like these guys, it really enhances all of what we've started to build here.
Yeah, I agree. Amen. Amazing day.
Amen. Thank you, man.
All right.
Of course, guys. Thanks for coming in.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's a cut. I got to admit, this putter, it's feeling pretty good. It's feeling pretty good. I haven't made any ridiculous putts with it yet, but it's still early. But it feels really comfortable. Little tight birdie putt, right to left. Oh.
What are we doing here?
Let's go. Can you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you see that? Whoa!
There we go. All right, we're sinking putts. That's what we like to see. Feeling good. The putter's feeling great. What else could you ask for? Hold the pose. Hold the pose.
Did you guys get that?
Yeah, we
get
got
that?
it. We got it. We got it.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow, let's go.
Hear that sound?
Is there a better sound?